The Zacks Rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks Rank buys.
Well, if you wanted some background information on what value stocks are all about, you've come to the right place. We'll start off your new year with some basic information on value stocks with our value strategist, Tracey Ryniec.
Yeah.
So I guess the best place to start is, as they say, at the beginning.
Right.
Right? What is a value stock?
Well, I know that sounds real basic, but I know there's a lot of people who wonder what this actually is. And value is when a company is considered priced at a discount, either to its peers or sometimes to the overall market. And, you know, it's basically considered cheap. Mm-hmm. Now, you do have to watch out for certain things in value that may look cheap because it's a cyclical stock, that kind of thing. But overall, you're looking for a discount to the overall market. And it's usually being ignored by most investors.
So cheap doesn't always equal value, though.
Not always.
Okay.
So you do have to kind of watch that. But how do you find those cheap stocks
Right.
is the next question, obviously. And a lot of value investors, for just basic value, will use the PE ratio. And that is price to earnings. A lot of people just call it the PE. And that could be anything. I like to use a P ratio, forward P of 15 or less. Some people use 10, some people use 12. Like I said, it could be anything, but it definitely has to be lower than the overall market. And the S&P 500 is trading around 18 times right now.
Okay.
So if you're looking for value, you want it to be under what everybody else is priced at. Mm-hmm. So that's where kind of you get the 15 or under. So that's just the basics that you would use to find value. And I think people looking for value stocks need to start there.
Okay, so let's take one.
Right.
Walmart, for example.
Yes, I plugged in, PE under 15, and then I put in the Zacks Rank because I want a good rank of 1 or 2, which are the buy or the strong buys, and that means earnings estimates are rising, and I found Walmart. It's the world's largest retailer.
Right.
It is a good example of a value stock. It has a PE under 15 at about 13.3. It's Zacks number 2, and its business has been kind of struggling lately, certainly compared to Amazon. It's spending a lot of money on its IT infrastructure to try to get online up to where Amazon is. And, same-store sales in the U.S. for its regular stores in the third quarter were up about 1.5%. That's not horrible because they are so large, you're not going to get massive growth. But one good bright spot with them was in their neighborhood markets. And I don't know if you've ever been in one of these. They're mainly in urban centers. I know there's some in Chicago where they're basically grocery stores.
Yeah.
So those same-store sales were up 8%. That's a real good metric for them to have. That is a smaller segment of their overall business, but they have been expanding in that lucrative area. And they also, international hasn't been so bad. Mexico and Canada especially have been pretty strong. So the Walmart story isn't all bad. And when you look at the chart, you can kind of also see why it might be a value because the shares just really got decimated in 2015. They sold off big. That's where you get the lower PE. So you got good value metrics here. You also get a nice dividend.
Good. I was going to say, good dividend.
I know.
I wish I had a bell here to ring every time we come across one of these.
I know.
Pay out a good dividend.
Right. That's can be a sign of value too, because as the shares get cheaper, if they pay a dividend, that yield tends to go up. So it's 3.2%.
Yeah.
So you're getting paid to be kind of patient while you wait around and see if Walmart's going to turn it around a little bit. Now, the only area of caution I feel on this stock is with the earnings growth. Now, I tend to look for companies that are growing earnings year over year. I mean, that's just what you want. Walmart, because of the struggle they've been having, earnings expected to decline this year, fiscal 2016, I guess it would be, down about 10%. Next year, the analysts are estimating a little bit more of a struggle, down another 8%. Some of that might be currency related as well, because the strong dollar, and they do have overseas issues with that. But that's not the greatest thing that I like to see in a value stock. But if you're just looking for value and not with the actual earnings growth, Walmart definitely fits the basic criteria of a value stock.
Okay, do you own it?
I do not.
All right, check out more stock information, stock stories, stock picking strategies, all that stuff on our website, Zacks.com. Link to it all off the homepage. And As always, if you're watching our videos on the YouTube platform, here's a reminder. Don't forget you can subscribe to them there and even comment on them. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.